I'm here with Egbert Dikkers from the Dutch company Smit zoon, who are part of an initiative from the Netherlands related to corporate social responsibility. And I think it would be best to ask you to explain what this is and how and why it began.
Yeah, the corporate social responsibility for Smit zoon is a very important topic. We are a 7th generation family business, so actually it has always been in our genes. But with the corporate social responsibility, we try to take our responsibility in making the leather value chain more sustainable. And that's also our ambition for 2025, to make the leather industry more sustainable and to take a catalyzing role in that.
What areas does this tool cover and what's its objective?
No, yeah, I think it's an objective. We have carefully looked at that also because it's important that you look to the objectives which are important for the industry also. And that is the reason why we have chosen a Smit zoon for safety and health and for footprint. So the footprint on water and the footprint on waste. Because we really see that these 3 topics are the main drivers for the leather industry and the leather value chain to develop.
So can you expand those, because you're talking about water footprint, environment footprint,
and safety and health.
And safety and health. So what comes under these categories?
Now for us, for the safety and health, and we put that in the top because we are convinced that if you don't take care about safety and health for your own workers, but also for the people in the value chain, there's nothing else to work on. So the safety and health for us means that we need to have safe working conditions for our own people and that we communicate also the safety instructions, the safety guidelines to the people down in the chain. So that is what actually we do with safety and health, and we try as Smit zoon also to play a role there in giving this message to the industry. And with the footprint, we all know that the leather industry is still consuming a pretty big amount of water. And it's not only the water consumption which we try to drive down, and we have some simplicity programs for that to reduce the consumption of water, but actually it's more important also to reduce the footprint on water, to ensure that the water we dispose of is water which is clean, water which can preferably be reused again. Yeah, and for the waste, I think it's clear as well, there's a lot of waste being produced in the leather industry, and we try to focus on reducing the waste, on recycling, but we also try to help the tanneries also to reduce the waste by having more yield, for instance, on their leather. And then can be measurable yield, but it can also be leather which is more stable in the production, so that you have a more stable production on your quality. So less cutting.
And your tool is in the form of a downloadable checklist which companies can use. Who do you anticipate to be using this CSR tool?
Yeah, the tool has been developed together with MVO Holland, which is a Dutch CSR organization, and together with a group of people we have developed this tool. And Smit zoon has decided to put an active role in this also, because we really think that this tool can help tanneries in the developing countries also to understand the requirements from the consumer and to understand the requirements from governments and NGOs. And that's the reason why we have set up the self-assessment tool, which is a kind of information given to the tanneries about certain things which are important for the consumer when they are buying their leather.
And so tanneries around the world, you anticipate, will download this and use it to self-assess where they stand. And what will they do with that data? How do you expect them to use the outcome from that?
Now, the idea is the tool is freely available at www.tanneryofthefuture.org. And what we expect is that the tannery is downloading the tool, they can fill out the tool, they can share the outcome and their actions with their buyer. And it's a kind of awareness tool which is starting a communication between the tannery and the leather buyer. And we are really convinced that it's all about transparency, about knowing what your buyer wants. Because if you know what your buyer wants, you can also be be more able to act on that and to deliver up to the requirements and really be a tannery of the future, be fit for the future.
And this assessment form is completely free of cost?
Yeah, it's free of cost. It's an investment of in money from the Dutch government, and MVO Holland is a foundation which is focusing on improving the sustainability level in the industry. And we as Smit zoon, but also the other contributors, have spent many hours in that to develop this tool. So that has been our contribution as Smit zoon also.
And will there be future updates as new knowledge comes available of chemicals and processes?
Yeah, it's a good question. This is only a start. And we are now also looking to the right governance model, because we need the right governance model with the right people involved also to ensure that we are developing the tool into a good workable tool for the future, and to be sure also that it moves up also with the development in the industry.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mike.